Hi, this is Aubrey Samulon from BSCC 3B, and for today I will be presenting my Arduino Uno R3 Activity 2, which is a compliance to our ECE 36 assigned to us to make a comparison of the Arduino Uno R3 that we have bought or borrowed and the specification of the original one made in Italy. To start with, here is a brief information about Arduino. The Arduino is an Italian electronics prototyping platform that aims to make it easy to build fun and useful projects, learn about electronics, and quickly test new ideas. The project is also open source and develops board with different performances to extend function to Wi-Fi, GPRS, Ethernet, and etc. I have here the actual Arduino that I've bought online, and it comes with a USB connector. On the screen, I have there the actual picture of my Arduino, and on the right side, we have the picture or the official picture of the original Arduino R3 made in Italy that was taken from the original or from the official page of Arduino. To start with the comparison, we have the actual microcontroller chip. The microcontroller chip is said to be the heart of the Arduino, and for this case, both my Arduino and the original Arduino R3 both uses the Atmega or the ATmega328P microcontroller chip. The microcontroller chip is attached to the PCB with a female pin socket, so it can be removed from the PCB. The Atmega328P microcontroller chip is said to be originally intended for industrial automation systems, and working with it directly requires advanced electrical engineering and programming skills. Next component is the actual included USB controller. The actual included USB controller for both my Arduino and the original Arduino R3 is the ATmega 16U2 micro or USB controller chip. The USB control chip is an ATmega 16U microcontroller that controls all of the USB communications between the Arduino and your computer. Moving forward, we have the information about the number of terminals pin configuration for both my Arduino and the original Arduino R3. As you can see on the details, it shows that both my Arduino and the original Arduino R3 have similar numbers of pin configuration and number of terminals, exactly the same, which is the 14 digital I/O pins, 6 analog input pins, 3 ground pins, 3 power pins, which is a 3.3V, 5V VIN, I/O REF pin, reset pin, and AREF pin. Next, we have the other components. For this other components, we have, or we can see that my Arduino and the original Arduino R3 still has the same or similar components available on the board. First, we have the USB connector, the power port, which is sometimes also called the power input jack. The power input jack can be powered from the 5V supplied by the USB cable, which I have here with me as included on the package of my Arduino Uno bought online. Next, we have the microcontroller, the pins, the reset switch, the crystal oscillator, which gives the Arduino the ability to keep track of time and generate pulse with modulation and serial communication signals. The crystal oscillator is 16 MHz, which will later on be discussed, and it can execute binary instructions at 16 MHz or 16 million times per second. Next, we have the USB interface chip, which is also available in the original Arduino R3, the LEDs, resistors, capacitors, and voltage regulator. Next, we have the comparison of the PCB layout or design. For my Arduino, the PCB layout looks almost similar with the original Arduino R3. As you can see in the picture, the layout of the pins are the same. You can see the components on the same side or on the same part of my Arduino and the original Arduino R3. For the weight, my Arduino weighs approximately around 25 to 26 grams, which is almost similar to the original Arduino R3, which is according to Arduino official page weighs 25 grams. Next, for the dimensions, my Arduino are approximately or have the dimensions approximately with a width of 54 millimeters and length of 68 millimeters, which is almost again the same with the original Arduino R3, which has its dimensions of weight of 53.4 millimeters and length of 68.6 millimeters. For the design, my board is blue with a white background. As you can see in the picture, it has this blue design, or the board itself is blue, but the white background actually gives its more detailed design on the background, or gives like a finer design for the Arduino. And it is also said that the blue white background design for the PCB layout or design is actually the standard old design for Arduino board model Uno R3. Now, as you can see on the original Arduino R3, the board is still green and there is no white background, which actually makes it looks more a lot more sophisticated than my Arduino. And the original Arduino R3 has the updated design or layout, as you can see on the screen. This design is actually said to be made updated from the Italy Arduino.cc. Next, we have the PCB quality or quality soldering. As you can see on my Arduino, the soldering quality of the components are a little bit bulky. You can touch, let me show you. So this is my board, and at the back part you can touch the soldering and it will feel a little bit scratchy on your hands, since the soldering is a lot more bulky, and if you're not careful, you can even prick your fingers and scratch it on the soldering at the back part. There is also an excess soldering lid that can be noticed at the back part or on the soldering quality of this PCB, or of the PCB or board that I have bought online. However, for the original Arduino R3, as said on the reviews, the soldering quality looks much more finer and cleaner than the one that I bought, and the PCB quality looks much more nicer, and it also looks more durable than my Arduino. Next, we have the memory size differences. For my Arduino, or as you can see on the details, my Arduino and the original Arduino R3 again have the same memory size differences, with a flash of 32 KB, of which 0.5 KB used by bootloader, SRAM 2 KB, and EEPROM 1 KB. For the last comparison, we have the microcontroller clock speed. As you can see on the crystal oscillator, as I've mentioned earlier, this gives the Arduino the ability to keep track of time. So generally, it generates a pulse with a modulation and serial communication signals, and it means, or as you can see, both my Arduino and my original Arduino R3 has a 16 megahertz clock speed, which means that the Arduino can execute binary instructions at 16 megahertz or 16 million times per second. Now for the summary, the original Arduino Uno R3 made from Italy is a lot more better and undeniably have a better quality. There are a lot of counterfeits available or clones available online and other retailers for the same board, since it's open source. And as discussed in the board comparison, which we have just did, the build quality of the original board is higher than the counterfeit, and a real Arduino Uno therefore would last longer than a chip clone, and the electronics project would be much more reliable and have a consistent result. Then that ends my presentation. Thank you so much for watching. Till the next video. Goodbye for now.